Well, Facebook Marketplace time again, and may have had a few too many ciders when I accepted this offer, but here we have a Mark II, I believe, Carrera Banshee that has been built up with some rather interesting parts. Sorry about the lighting, but it is winter and the clocks and all that malarkey, so, you know. So what's interesting about this bike then, I hear you ask? Most of you will be saying, oh, this is just basically a crappy Apollo with some nylon bushings for bearings, and you know, and stuff like that. Well, this is Mazzocchi suspension forks on it. I believe these are Z1 drop-off, so maybe Z2s from 2002. SSV damping system with MXL air technology, made in Italy, of course. The old Mazzocchis, back when Mazzocchi was still a thing. Brilliant forks, ultimate reliability. These forks are nearly 20 years old and the seals are not leaking. There is a slight scratch on the stanchion there, but that should not affect the performance too much. The frame itself is aluminium. It is obviously 1/8" threadless. It has a stem on it that's longer than most football pitches, and bars that are narrower than most size 4 women. Has a nice cataway light on there which doesn't work. It has 8-speed shifters on here, as you can see. They're integrated gainer shifters, so you can't run hydraulics without getting a little adapter, which is a pain in the backside. The grips have most definitely seen better days. It's a disc brake at the front, or it was. There's the disc. The caliper was totally seized, and I mean seized to the point where you could barely push this thing, never mind ride it. For a rear shock we have some generic thing which may have had oil damping at some point. There's schmoo leaking out of it, which suggests it may have had oil damping. We have this lovely old lady massive seat on it, although I think it could be the original, well I don't know. No, it's Olympia, it doesn't say Carrera, it says Olympia. There are the brakes, which are really well set up, as you can clearly see, and they're totally not dead or anything. This is running a cassette wheel, 8-speed, pretty generic wheel. There's no branding on the rim, although the hub looks like it's Shimano without spinning it, I can't really tell. No, it's just generic, although it might be Shimano under licence. It's got an Livio rear derailleur, 8-speed by 3. There's a Suntour CR210 crankset on here, which is riveted, as you can see. For a front derailleur we have a Shimano Livio, which is a surprise. It's not on the piss or anything. You know, this is a single pivot suspension design that runs on nylon bushings, as I said. The welding looks like it was a bit cold as well. And it's like all the part numbers on here, it's quite interesting for the little metal parts, which is kind of, yeah, strange to see. But hey, it's a thing. It would have helped them sort out what was what when they were making the thing. And at the rear end, I don't know if you can see this, but it has disc mounts both sides. Why does it have that? Well, for a rack, and also it's cheaper to just you know, use a similar part. Just with a, you know, imagine this is a. No, it's not, because if you look the other side, no, it could have still been similar. And it's like punched in a different way than machined after the fact. So this machining work was done later on, like it wouldn't have holes in it. They've just made two very similar, but opposite hands, of course. And it has a GT style hanger on, not G. Yeah, no, is this GT? GT hanger. I believe it's a GT hanger. And yeah, that's all there is to say about this Carrera Banshee from the early 2000s. See the vintage Carrera logo right there. And there's also a frame number on the head tube, which is an interesting thing. So if you have one of these, make sure you write that down, because it's almost guaranteed to get stolen by the wheelie kids of the street. See you later.